Make sure the lens is clean.
Make sure all the lens is clean. Morning team. If you don't know me, I'm Dan. Here's a snapshot of my life thus far. I've grown up in the most beautiful place in the world, Gold Coast, Australia. I grew up on the beach, and after struggling to find my way, I managed to finish school and work in construction. Construction didn't work out too well. At 19, I enlisted in the Australian Army. I served for 8 years, including a tour of Afghanistan in 2010. Met some great people, and also some not so great people. At 27, my body was no longer able to keep up with the physical challenges, and I was medically discharged. Before leaving, however, I did some work in the battalion pub and got drawn to coffee. I developed a passion for coffee, and 3 days before I discharged, I started First Fruits Coffee. After a while, I realised I had no idea what I was doing, and I could not do this on my own, and I dragged these legends into the team. We decided to open our first cafe on the Gold Coast, in Ashmore. We picked a real strange location, behind a Pizza Hut, and the space was tiny, like 32 metres squared tiny. And we even had our coffee roaster in there, doing up to 100 kilo of roasted coffee a week, and supplying other cafes on the Gold Coast, and in Melbourne. We wanted to showcase what we could do, and within the year, we'd been voted best coffee on the Gold Coast. After about a year and a half, Ben found us an investor who we knew from his time in Japan, and Mr. Higashi come on board. Mr. Higashi helped us create a much larger cafe, and First Fruits Cafe and Roastery was born. It was epic, it was amazing. Cafe fit-outs are incredibly intense, they're absolutely crazy. My wife, Anna, designed all of the interior decorating, and then had a large amount to do with fit-out, and she was second guessing it, and she was, super, could feel the pressure of, in the future, everyone coming into this cafe and judging the space based on her decisions. And she was second guessing herself and kind of freaking out a little bit. And she ended up looking through these blogs and articles which were talking about new and upcoming trends, and actually finding out that she was on point with all of the new and upcoming things that were happening. She absolutely killed it. Ben did all of the important background stuff, which is incredibly awesome, and I'm so grateful for it, because he made sure that all the builders were being paid, and he made sure that we weren't getting overcharged. He made sure that it was going to the right people within the right time frames. We had something like 12 different trades happening in different times over the course of the month and a half fit out, and they all needed different segments of their bills paid at different times. And so he was coordinating all that, as well as trying to make sure that they weren't overcharging us, or they weren't going off over their quote, which is fantastic. He also spent about 100 hours on the phone to Telstra, because they are absolutely useless. I don't even think we still have a proper landline. We've got a mobile phone that has a SIM card in it, but if you call the landline number, it goes through to this mobile phone. It's absolutely crazy. Kristen, as per usual, knew everything that needed to happen before we even knew they needed to happen, and she was working on solutions to the problems that hadn't come up yet. It was fantastic. I, however, walked around with a hammer, pretending like I knew what I was doing, and build things and talking to trades like I knew what was happening. Our long-term friend Jenica Hine has come on board as our manager. We're super excited to have her here. She is lovely and funny, and she brings amazing perspective and kind of fills the gaps that all of us as directors are kind of lacking. What was amazing is that we didn't actually get to see what this place was going to look like until about 11:30 the night before. We were meant to be here at 5 a.m. and the place looked like a freaking bomb exploded in it, and we had no idea what it was going to actually look like and come together. We were setting up furniture at 10 o'clock at night, trying to make it all happen, because the next day we had hundreds of people arriving to get their free coffees. At 11:30 the night before, we finally got everything out, and we took a photo, and I swear I almost cried. It was absolutely amazing to see finally all of this work that had come together, and we were seeing the finished product of what the customers were going to experience the next day. Over the next few days, we gave away over 1,000 free coffees. We got pumped It was fantastic. The kitchen was pumping out some crazy food. We have a head chef, Darcy, and Timony, who's our sous chef, and they created an amazing menu, and they've created everything to be fresh and quality. One of the things that we talked about when they come on board was if a customer walked into the kitchen and knew everything that was happening within the kitchen, would they be okay with it? And if they wouldn't be okay with it, should we be doing it? And we were looking because the trend on the Gold Coast is that so many different cafes don't actually make much in store. All of the pulled pork is brought in already cooked, and they basically just reheat it. All the hollandaise is, out of a packet kind of thing, and they just make it hot. And so we were wanting to make sure that we're transparent and everything that we're doing is on board, and that we're actually delivering the product that we promise on the menu. And they have created an absolutely amazing menu that I didn't actually even fully get to read until the day before. When I looked at our pricing, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Super excited. And then Mr. Higashi revealed what he was fully planning. He wants us to open 2 stores in Australia a year, and beginning in April next year will be our first Japanese store, with the plan to have 36 stores before 2023, which works out to about 6 stores a year. So we're planning to have another 2 stores open before October. We have store number 4 being built and actually already locked in the location. Stay tuned, we'll tell you where that is in probably a later blog. In some of our next blogs, you'll see me scout locations or look at different businesses for purchase so we can create more stores. It's interesting in business. There's luck, right? But it's not luck as we know it or how we think about it. Luck in the terms of business talks about moving in a direction and other people being attracted to what you're trying to achieve. You have to be moving in order for this luck thing to work. The Bible also talks about this in a similar but a different way, that we're called as Christians to be moving in a direction, not chilling on the couch waiting for a sign of what to do. That God wants us to be moving in a direction, and that we will be open to being steered and directed by Him. The other business I'm involved in is a startup which is probably going to turn into a tech company called GenGizmo. I'm not able to give a huge amount of time to this project as I'm heavily involved in First Fruits Coffee as a CEO, but what I'm able to provide is some mentorship, some business consulting, and some initial startup funds in order to help this business be a success. We're pretty excited about it. It's starting with some phone cases. It's starting looking to be wireless chargers. We're looking at some pretty crazy screen protectors that you can actually hit with a hammer. It's crazy, right? We're super excited about it. Actually, here's my main man Joel to tell you about it.
Thanks,
Who are
Dan.
you?
Who am I? So my name is Joel. I'm 23 years old. I live on the Gold Coast. I'm a good friend of Dan's. So essentially GenGizmo is a company trying to glorify God through technology at the moment. We're starting out as a tech company. What we're trying to achieve is the highest quality possible and at an affordable price.
And we can't wait to share it with you.
That's it. Sure, there'll be a link for more information.
GenGizmo,
Website coming out soon.
right here.
Let's do it.
Thanks for watching that. Now that you caught up, we're planning to release these episodes every Tuesday. I'm aiming to do a few things with these episodes. I want to show people into the life of a wannabe entrepreneur and allow you input into the companies that we're trying to create. Please leave feedback in the comments and questions to do with business that you'd like answers to. I can't promise you that I'm going to have the answers to those questions, but I promise you I'm going to find out. I want you to be able to provide feedback into the decisions that First Fruits Coffee and GenGizmo make and how they have affected you, and ideas that you have that could make these companies better. And lastly, I want to create engaging content that will make you laugh and keep you entertained. It's also important that this is a real depiction of my life, and we want to show you everything, even the difficult parts, even though it's uncomfortable to be vulnerable. If you've made it this far, in the words of First Fruits Coffee head chef Darcy, you're a freaking legend. If you want to follow us on this journey, don't forget to subscribe. And also next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell. Hit the bell. It'll send you a notification every time we release a new video. Please like the video, comment on the video, share the video. Peace.